If you want high octane, in your face, doesn't make sense but go with it kind of fun, then you've come to the right place because Dead Leaves is all that and more. The action is hard to follow but fun to watch, with bright colors and huge explosions constantly filling the screen, all of which is accentuated by impossible body movements and, apparently, unlimited ammunition. Those who are familiar with the more popular Fooly-Cooly will find much of the same here. In fact, Hiroyuki Miyashi, Dead Leaves' director, worked on Fooly-Cooly as well, and he would later go on to direct Gurren Lagann and Panty and Stocking. His zany, over-the-top style is easily recognizable, and fans should have little trouble jumping between his works without missing a beat. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. Let's go back to the beginning.
Who the hell are you?
I was hoping you'd tell me.
Dead Leaves opens up with our two main characters, Retro and Pandy, who have named each other solely based on their faces.
Hee, that thing around your eye makes you look like a panda bear.
And that retro TV on your head makes you look like an asshole.
They wake up naked in the middle of nowhere with no memory of who they are or how they got there. They're also cold, hungry, and mere miles away from downtown Tokyo. So, of course, the logical action would be to start a crime spree.
Have you seen my heliotrope? Out of my ride!
Not even 2 minutes into the movie, Retro and Pandy go on a rampage but are eventually captured by the police and sent to Dead Leaves, an orbital space prison on the nearly destroyed moon.
I was framed! You gotta be kidding me!
Here's where the movie begins proper and all the plot points come into play. Retro and Pandy, along with the many expendable prisoners that they free, try to break through the security defenses and escape Dead Leaves. Along the way, the gaps in their memory are filled and their past is revealed. The plot itself isn't breaking any new ground, as it's pretty much any old Prison Break movie, but this time coupled with overpowered and mysterious leaders who are going up against an overpowered and insane warden. So basically, The Last Castle on crack. But the story isn't what you're here for. You're here for the splosions, and Dead Leaves delivers. As I said before, the action is fast and hard to follow, but damn is it fun to watch. Guns, swords, and what have you are constantly pulled out of everyone's collective asses, and the sheer scale of destruction is hilariously exaggerated. All of this is wonderfully complemented by the unique art style. Everything is drawn very fast and in a carefree way, giving the animation a very charming style. Sound effects are literally drawn on the screen and float around all over the place, and the image is always getting narrowed or split up. All of this gives Dead Leaves a unique comic book feel that is rarely pulled off so well. The voiceovers and music also complete this aspect very well. Every character is extremely crass and rude.
You look like an asshole.
You're all my bitches!
Don't tell me you're deaf and ugly.
I picked stuff out of my ass hairs that was more useful than you.
That's so messed up.
This is also apparently one of the reasons why Retro and Pandy were arrested in the first place.
Do hereby charge you with trespassing, theft, violence, assault, illegal possession of firearms, and a really crappy attitude.
Luckily, the dialogue is kept creative, so you rarely hear the same curses repeated.
Quit screwing around and let's do this thing, you big dumb bastard.
I don't know how faithful this English dub is to the original, but on its own merits, it does a damn fine job. Every character is unique and wonderfully fun to listen to. The musical soundtrack is also just as fun, with so many different styles going all over the place. You've got jazz fusion, some kind of fat guy singing in a classic Italian pizza bistro. And hell, let's throw in some off-the-wall techno while we're at it. Without a clear central theme of music, it can be hard to really pin down what Dead Leaves is going for. But that's the point. Dead Leaves is being all over the place on purpose. It's not trying to be clear and concise, it just sets its playlist to shuffle and goes with it, and it does a really good job keeping up. Which is why it sucks that the music isn't louder. It's loud enough in most places, and I'm glad that it never becomes intrusive, but I still feel as if the music could have played a larger role. Now all this talk about big explosions and fun music doesn't mean the whole movie is just mindless. In fact, Dead Leaves is packed to the brim with background narrative. For example, the police and civilians are all copy-pasted caricatures of each other, while the prisoners are the only ones with any ounce of personality. The elite members of the prison are also incredibly unique, but they're also incredibly insane. Dead Leaves is asking you not to get swept up in societal norms, and don't be afraid to break the rules if you have to. Otherwise, you'll end up like a throwaway blank slate that no one remembers. The other, more major commentary Dead Leaves seems to be giving off is its commentary on anime in general. Plot points are always either ignored or interrupted, or at best, they're just glanced over. While there's clearly a lot of backstory behind many of the characters, you never get a chance to really learn about any of them because the movie doesn't let you. Hell, not even the main characters seem to care what's going on.
I'm not sure I get it.
You think maybe we could talk about this later?
This is definitely a stark contrast to the more cliché storytelling found in most Japanese animations, where the characters act like they have to explain everything.
But robot technology is a state secret guarded as closely as the crown itself. The only ones with the knowledge to create these machines are the king's most trusted scholars.
The ending, above all else, is the most obvious parody of Japanese storytelling. Outer space turns blood red for no reason, a giant godlike monster appears out of nowhere, and Pandy randomly gets superpowers. This might as well be the final boss from a 1990 video game. And are the characters really shocked?
Honey, nothing around here shocks me anymore.
No, of course not. Throughout the entire film, Dead Leaves is driving a single message. Who gives a shit? There's a plot, but does it even matter? There are guns, but does anyone ever reload? Hell, they rarely run out of ammo, and even when they do, it's quickly replaced with another gun. And even when the characters might care about something, even for a second, it's instantly swept away.
That's right, we were vicious mobsters. They must have sent us here when they locked us away.
The crazy thing is, I normally wouldn't recommend this kind of movie. It's lowbrow action trash that doesn't ask anything from the audience aside from stupid, drooling blank stares. Yet, that's only the surface. Dig deeper and you'll find a smart and charming comedy that makes fun of what's supposed to be standard. It breaks all the rules and ends up being something completely unique on its own. Basically, you come for the over-the-top action and explosions, but stay for the wonderful commentary on societal norms. Sadly, that stay is incredibly short. If you cut off the opening and ending credits, the whole movie tops off at a pathetic 45 minutes. Character development and some general explanations also could have been handled a lot better, especially since so much effort was put towards making a unique and interesting world in the first place. Lazy animation techniques are also all over the place, which is doubly bad since so few frames are already used for the action, making everything even more of a strain to watch than it really needs to be. If you try watching this movie when you're tired, you'll get a headache just from trying to keep up. Dead Leaves may be wonderful in pretty much everything that it does, but it's painfully obvious that this could have been handled better. Maybe budget was an issue? Emiyashi was still pretty new to the scene, so maybe they didn't give him as much room to work with as he deserved. Or you could take the more theoretical explanation and argue that these elements actually enhance the film by driving that message of who gives a shit even further. To which I say, you have your head so far up your ass that you have no idea what you're even talking about anymore. Look, when it comes down to it, handling things in a poor manner almost always hinders the experience as a whole. Dead Leaves should have lasted longer, and it could have been done a lot better. Period. Dead Leaves definitely isn't for everyone. The glanced over narrative could be annoying for some, and the insanely fast pace of everything could be nauseating for others. But it is obvious what Dead Leaves was trying to go for. High octane, in your face, doesn't make sense but go with it kinda fun. And it pulled it off exceptionally well, without even having to go into that LOL so random XD kind of territory. If you want something very different, or if you just want to have an hour to blow, then check out Dead Leaves.
Marvelous!
Even if we all died tomorrow, it's no big deal. There's still a whole other batch of clones to take our place. Say la vie.